So FX and Hulu is back with a new series that you may have some reservations on, but I totally think you need to check it out. It's a good one, folks. So let's jump into the review of the new series, Kindred. What's up, folks, and welcome back to the channel today for another review. And today we're going to be reviewing the new series, Kindred, coming to Hulu December 13th, all 8 episodes. It is a binge drop, hour each, and honestly I think it's a must watch. I really enjoyed this, and there's a lot of little things I want to get out there for you all to tell you why I think you should check it out. Now first, the hesitation and sort of reservation with this is that you look at it and you say, oh no, it's another slave movie series, whatever. And I know, including myself, I am a little tired of it. I think I consumed enough, and I understand both sides of this here, where these stories should be told, but also some of us could be a little bit burnt out from it, but also some of us could still be heavily triggered by it. But I do think that this one does tell not only a good story, an insight into into slavery in a way that we typically don't see, and it has a lot to do with not giving up, and also just how and what survival looked like, instead of it just being the brutality and just the horrendous nature of slavery. I think it shows what black folks dealt with in a more of a heroic way, in a more of a positive light, shall I say. So yeah, but then there's another couple other things I want to kind of throw out at you. If you've been a fan of what FX has been doing this year, then certainly you have a good grain of confidence that, hey, this one got to be good too. I think they've been putting out good series this entire year, so I think it's worth a check out on that alone. And for me, I got to check out the first episode at New York Comic-Con back in October, and I pretty much randomly walked into a panel room and I was like, oh, FX has a new series. Let's see what they got. And sure enough, the first episode was completely impressive. Going into this kind of blank, and coming out of it completely interested. Now that I've checked out all 8 episodes, I'm certainly confident that this is a series that folks will enjoy. Now, if you have heard of Kindred from the novel by Octavia Butler, then I know you already know what it's all about, and thus you're interested on that alone. But there are some changes from the novel, with there being new characters, with it being more modern in terms of the current state of the show, because there's some time traveling in this as well too. In good taste, shall I say, because you're thinking like, oh, time travel, now you're getting all, with the science fiction aspect of it, and you're taking away the legitimacy of what's happening and what happened in slavery. No, I think it's done in a good taste, and it definitely keeps the series interesting and intriguing. But yeah, if you love the novel, you certainly could still appreciate the novel and appreciate this, and vice versa. I obviously checked this out. Now going back to read some of the novels, you can see back there, this definitely works on both mediums here. So yeah, if you're a fan of Octavia Butler, Kindred, the novel, then I think, yeah, you're already interested in this. But then now you start to go down to the cast here. Ryan Kwanten, who I'm just a huge fan of ever since day one of True Blood. Gayle Rankin, Austin Smith, somebody I'm just newly familiar with. They got this young kid in here, David Alexander Kaplan, who's fantastic. But ultimately, I got to go right back to our lead here in Mallori Johnson, alongside of Micah Stock. The two of them are fantastic. Now, Micah has been in the game a little bit longer than Mallori here, but I gotta say that, if you look at Mallori's IMDb credits, you're thinking you're gonna have 2 to 3 pages of work, and she is just this. I think this is either her first or second project, and she's your lead, and she is fantastic. And the two of them together, which I'll talk about what's happening in this in a second, the two of them have amazing chemistry that just really makes some of these moments that you need to feel stuff so much more meaningful because of what they can do to on screen together. And then when you talk about Ryan being in this and Gayle, I mean, you talking about two of the best in the game now, especially when it comes down to character work. It just gets better and better. And then you have folks such as Austin, as I mentioned, who plays the character Luke, who may not have like the most significant role currently, but every single time characters like him, there's other characters, another character Winnie, there's another character Sarah, you know, when these characters get on screen, they make an impact. So like, I love how even characters with minimum screen time truly can change the trajectory of where the story can go. This is fantastic acting in this all around. I thought the set locations were really nice. And there's just a lot of things with this that either will have you adding commentary, or there's a familiarity with some of the things that's happening with it. Now, to go back to what this is about, Mallori Johnson is our lead as Dana. Dana is a young, inspiring writer who, you know, moves across the country, gets a house, and she's on her way. And with this, you know, this house and the struggle of being a homeowner and then obviously furnishing your house, and also, you know, taking a chance on herself in terms of her profession and her career, you know, that's the horror side to this. First of all, because this is a drama, it is a mystery, it does have fantasy, but it does have horror. The surrealism because of just what she's trying to do, and then, you know, she has folks around her who isn't so, you know, accepting for her accomplishments, which is just it's a horrific feeling when you think about it, like, yeah, I'm doing really good and these people can't even congratulate me. It's kind of sad, you know. But anyway, she ends up meeting Kevin, who's played by Micah, and Kevin, you know, he has his own trouble and struggles through this. You'll learn throughout the series and whatnot. But on the surface, Kevin and Dana are really good for each other. Good chemistry, different backgrounds, obviously, but ultimately you start to feel the chemistry between the two of them. A little bit of energy starting to tangle up between the two of them. You feel like there's something between them that potentially could lead to something romantic in a very organic way. So you're along the journey of the two of them. And then, as if that's just the story, because it's not a romantic series or rom-com of sorts. There's some things that are happening in Dana's house. Dana is starting to flicker between the current time and back to the 19th century on the plantation, and she's not aware of how this is happening. And with this, I mean, because her current self is ending up as a black woman on a plantation, which means that there's a level of danger there, but also trying to discover what is happening. And every single time that she does flicker between the two time periods, you know, she encounters this young boy Rufus, who he's always in need of help, and she's always there to save him. So Dana now is destined to try to figure out her purpose back in the 19th century with helping these slaves, helping this young boy Rufus, who's white, and then also to discover that potentially she may not just be, you know, by herself in his life. You know, her mom and her dad, the mystery behind them, and the disappearance of her mother is specifically. So understanding a couple of different things. How does this time travel thing work? What's her involvement with it? And how can she save folks? But also in the current time, to make people believe the things that she's encountering, she's enduring. And there's a level of gaslighting that's happening with that as well too. She has some neighbors who are not, let's just say, pro Dana. There's a lot of different things kind of going on here, and Dana has to figure it all out. Hopefully Kevin is by her side. You know, Kevin, as I said, has struggles of his own. But on surface level, he's there with her, and also, you know, he's supportive of her, and he wants to help her see through this. But there's a lot kind of going on there. So Dana is dealing with dilemma in both the 19th century and the current time, and she's trying to figure out her purpose and how she can help, how she can figure out what's happening, and where's her mother. Where's her mother? Because there may be more than she could ever imagine with this. So yeah, again, the plot is good. The characters are interesting. The performances are good. The set pieces are good. This is a lot that, like, you don't just you can appreciate. But like, you don't just get to the door and say, oh, it's a slavery series, I don't want to see it. No. This one I feel has I feel like has a good foundation. I watched the entire season. I'm already excited for season 2 because there's a lot more story to be told here. But I think that like this one really did do a good job with holding yet the integrity of what black people dealt with in terms of slavery, but also adding this sci-fi aspect to it in good taste, shall I say. Like, it ain't just like wonky time travel. We're just like, oh, time travel, just throwing in there. And how time travel works in this is also interesting as well too. But yeah, I think this is certainly one you want to check out. Again, you can check it out on FX or Hulu, excuse me. It's an FX show on Hulu. All 8 episodes, December 13th. It is a binge drop. Folks, check it out. Jump in the comments. Let me know your thoughts about it. And as always, stay tuned for more reviews very soon.